Hello. We are reading Shōbōgenzō, and yesterday we started reading Senjō, or washing, and we're just on paragraph 153 where he's talking about how to go to the toilet. Zen and Shingi says, when we want to go to the toilet, we should go there ahead of time. Do not get into a state of anxiety and haste by arriving just in time. At this time, fold the kaseya and place it on the desk in your quarters or over the clothes pole. Having entered the toilet, close the door with the left hand. Next, pour just a little water from the bucket into the bowl of the toilet. Then put the bucket in its place directly in front of the hole. Then, while standing facing the toilet bowl, click the fingers 3 times. When clicking the fingers, make a fist with the left hand and hold it against the left hip. Then put the hem of your skirt and the edges of your clothes in order, face the entrance, position the feet either side of the rim of the toilet bowl, squat down and defecate. Do not get either side of the bowl dirty and do not soil the front or the back of the bowl. During this time, keep quiet. Do not chat or joke with the person on the other side of the wall, and do not sing songs or recite verses in a loud voice. Do not make a mess by weeping and dribbling, and do not be angry or hasty. Do not write characters on the walls, and do not draw lines in the earth with the shit stick. The stick is to be used after you have relieved yourself. Another way is to use paper. Old paper should not be used, and paper with characters written on it should not be used. Distinguish between clean sticks and dirty sticks. The sticks are 8 sun long. I think he does say at the bottom, 1 sun is approximately equal to 1.2 inches. So that's about 9 or 10 inches. Of triangular section and the thickness of a thumb. Some are lacquered and some are not lacquered. Dirty sticks are thrown into the stick box. Clean sticks originally belong in the stick rack. The stick rack is placed near the board that screens the front of the toilet bowl. After using the stick or using paper, the method of washing is as follows. Holding the bucket in the right hand, dip the left hand well into the water and then, making the left hand into a dipper, scoop up the water, first rinsing the urethra 3 times and then washing the anus. Make yourself pure and clean by washing according to this method. During this time, do not tip the bucket so suddenly that water spills out of the hand or splashes down, causing the water to be used up quickly. After you have finished washing, put the bucket in its place and then, taking another stick, wipe yourself dry, or you can use paper. Both places, the urethra and the anus, should be thoroughly wiped dry. Next, with the right hand, rearrange the hem of your skirt and the corners of your clothes, and holding the bucket in the right hand, leave the toilet, taking off the straw toilet slippers and putting on your own slippers as you pass through the entrance. Next, returning to the washstand, put the bucket back in its original place, then wash the hands. Taking the spoon for ash in the right hand, first scoop some ash onto a tile or a stone. Sprinkle a few drops of water onto it with the right hand and cleanse the soiled hand. Scrub the fingers on the tile or the stone, as if sharpening a rusty sword on a whetstone. Wash like this, using ash 3 times. Then wash another 3 times, putting soil on the stone and sprinkling it with water. Next, take a honey locust in the right hand. Honey locust is a sweet edible pulp that comes from a leguminous tree, something. Dip it in a small tub of water and scrub it between the hands. Wash the hands thoroughly, going up to the forearms as well. Wash with care and effort, dwelling in the mind of sincerity. 3 lots of ash, 3 lots of soil, and 1 honey locust makes 7 rounds altogether. This is the standard. Next, wash the hands in the large tub. This time, Skin cleansers, soil, ash, and so on are not used. Just wash with water, either hot or cold. After washing once, pour the used water into a small bucket, then pour some fresh water into the tub and wash the hands again. Wow, I'm really keen on washing your hands. The Garland Sutra says, when we wash the hands with water, we should pray that living beings will get excellent and fine hands with which to receive and retain the Buddha Dharma. To pick up the water ladle, always use your right hand. While doing this, do not noisily clatter ladle and bucket. Do not splash water about, scatter honey locusts around, get the washstand area wet, or be generally hasty and messy. Next, wipe the hands on the common towel, or wipe them on your own towel. After wiping the hands, go under the clothes pole in front of your gown and take off the cord and hang it on the pole. Next, after joining hands, untie the towel, take down the gown and put it on. Then, with the towel hanging over the left arm, apply fragrance. In the common area, there is a fragrance applier. It is a fragrant wood fashioned into the shape of a treasure pot, as thick as a thumb and as long as the width of 4 fingers. It is hung from the clothes pole with a piece of string a foot or more long, which is then threaded through a hole bored in each end of the fragrant wood. When this is rubbed between the palms, it naturally spreads scent to the hands. When you hang your cord on the pole, do not hang it on top of another so that cord and cord become confused and entangled. Actions like these all purify the Buddha's land and adorn the Buddha's kingdom, so do them carefully and do not be hasty. Do not be in a hurry to finish, thinking you would like to get back. Privately, you might like to consider the principle that we do not explain the Buddha Dharma while in the toilet. Do not keep looking into the faces of other monks who have come there. Cold water is considered better for washing when in the toilet itself. It is said that hot water gives rise to intestinal diseases, but there is no restriction against using warm water to wash the hands. The reason that a cauldron is provided is so that we can boil water for washing hands. Shingi says, late in the evening, boil water and supply oil. Always ensure a continuous supply of hot and cold water so that the minds of the monks are not disturbed. So we see that we can use both hot and cold water. If the inside of the toilet has become dirty, close the door and hang up the dirty sign. If a bucket has been dropped into the toilet bowl by mistake, close the door and hang up the fallen bucket sign. Do not enter a closet on which one of these signs is hung. If, when you are already in the toilet, you hear someone outside clicking the fingers, you should leave presently. Shingi says, without washing, we must neither sit on the monk's platform nor bow to the 3 treasures. Neither must we receive people's prostrations. The Sutra of 3,000 Dignified Forms says, if we fail to wash the anus and the urethra, we commit a dusktra, and we must not sit on a monk's pure sitting cloth or bow to the 3 treasures. Even if we bow, there is no happiness or virtue. Thus, at a place of the truth, where we strive in pursuit of the truth, we should consider this behaviour to be foremost. How could we not bow to the 3 treasures? How could we not receive people's prostrations? And how could we not bow to others? In the place of truth of a Buddhist patriarch, this dignified behaviour is always done, and people in the place of truth of a Buddhist patriarch are always equipped with this dignified behaviour. It is not our own intentional effort, it is the natural expression of dignified behaviour itself. It is the usual behaviour of the Buddhas and the everyday life of the patriarchs. It is Buddha behaviour not only of Buddhas in this world, it is Buddha behaviour throughout the 10 directions, it is Buddha behaviour in the Pure Land and in impure lands. People of scant knowledge do not think that Buddhas have dignified behavior in the toilet, and they do not think that the dignified behavior of Buddhas in the Saha world is like that of Buddhas in the Pure Land. This is not learning of the Buddha's truth. Remember, purity and impurity is exemplified by blood dripping from a human being. At one point it is warm, and at another time it is disgusting. The Buddhas have toilets, and this we should remember. Fascicle 14 of Precepts in 10 Parts says, Shramanera Rahula spent the night in Buddha's toilet. When the Buddha woke up, the Buddha patted Rahula on the head with his right hand and preached the following verse. You were never stricken by poverty, nor have you lost wealth and nobility. Only in order to pursue the truth you have left home. You will be able to endure the hardship. Thus, there are toilet buildings in the Buddha's places of practicing the truth, and the dignified behavior done in the Buddha's toilet building is washing. That the Buddha's behavior, having been transmitted from patriarch to patriarch, still survives is a delight to those who venerate the ancients. We have been able to meet what is difficult to meet. Furthermore, the Tathagata graciously preached the Dharma for Rahula inside the toilet building. The toilet building was one place of assembly for the Buddha's turning of the Dharma wheel. The advancing and stillness of that place of truth has been authentically transmitted by Buddhist patriarchs. Fascicle 34 of the Mahasamgika precepts says, the toilet building should not be located to the east or to the north. It should be located to the south or to the west. The same applies to the urinal. We should follow this designation of the favourable directions. This was the layout of all the monasteries in India in the Western Heavens and the method of construction in the Tathagata's lifetime. Remember, this is not only the Buddha form followed by one Buddha, it describes the places of truth, the monasteries of the 7 Buddhas. It was never initiated, it is the dignified form of the Buddhas. Before we have clarified these dignified forms, if we hope to establish a temple and to practice the Buddha Dharma, we will make many mistakes. We will not be equipped with the Buddha's dignified forms, and the Buddha's state of Bodhi will not yet manifest itself before us. If we hope to build a place of practicing the truth, or to establish a temple, we should follow the Dharma form which the Buddhist patriarchs have authentically transmitted. We should just follow the Dharma form which has been authentically transmitted as the right tradition, because it is the traditional, authentic transmission. Its virtue has accumulated again and again. Those who are not legitimate successors to the authentic transmission of the Buddhist patriarchs do not know the body and mind of the Buddha Dharma. Without knowing the body and mind of the Buddha Dharma, they never clarify the Buddha actions of the Buddha's lineage. That the Buddha Dharma of the great Master Shakyamuni Buddha has now spread widely through the 10 directions is the realization of the Buddha's body and mind. The realization of the Buddha's body and mind just in the moment is like this. Shōbōgenzō Senjō. Preached to the assembly at Kanondori Koshi-Horinji Temple in the Uji district of Yosho on the 23rd day of the 10th lunar month in the winter of the first year of Ino. Thanks for listening.